Hello everyone. In this lecture, we will discuss historical survey of communication, which is a part of our course, which is Introduction to Mass Communication. So let's start. Human communication went through different stages of development. At first, this development was driven by the process of mankind's evolution from the lower species. Later, it was driven by technological human progress. Historical survey of communication. The age of signs and signals, the age of speech and language, the age of writing, the age of printing, the mass communication age, and the age of information revolution. The age of signs and signals. Prehistoric humans were physically unable to talk. Communication was limited and determined by instincts. It was the age of signs and signals. At that time, the communication takes place through drum messages, smoke signals, music, and dance, etc. The age of speech and language. The development of the age of speech and language about 35,000 years ago. DeFleur and Bell Rockage conclude that language enabled humans to cope with their physical and social environment in ways that were not possible during the age of signs and signals. Man's first achievement was speech and language. It gave him an eminent position over others. Growth of different language gave birth to different expressions that denoted distinctions within communities. Certain languages acquire the traits of others. Example, the language of Conquer was absorbed into the local dialect. This then becomes the language of administration and commerce. The age of writing. About 5,000 years ago, hieroglyphic writing was developed by the Mayans and the Chinese. They used pictures with the standardized meanings. The Sumerians developed a different form of writing that represented sounds by symbols. This allowed information to be stored and for traditions to be passed on in writing. Clay, stones, and later papyrus were developed and used as portable media. Writing gave performance to the spoken language. Writing was slow to develop because the clergy, who were the seats of power, wanted it to be their sole privilege. The age of print. Humans have had some form of printing technology since at least 800 AD. However, modern printing technology is associated with Johann Gutenberg's invention of movable type in Mainz, Germany in 1455. In the 1st century AD, China invented paper. In the 8th century, the Arab world began to manufacture paper. In the 15th century, the Gutenberg press was invented and printing began in Europe. As a consequence, information could be copied much faster with far fewer mistakes than before. Availability of information was no longer restricted to the Roman Church and to nobility, but open to a wider section of European societies. This was the basis for further historical development that culminated in the 30 Years' War. Books were followed by the development of pamphlets and then newspapers in the 17th century. Some newspapers began to be edited by then subjected Asians and Africans in spite of severe opposition. Revolutionary journals began to see the light of the day and enjoyed wide readership. Number 5. The mass communication age. In the 19th century, communication were determined by several media forms. Print media, especially newspapers, were supplemented by telegraph and telephone. The introduction of radio, film, and television in the 20th century saw the emergence of the mass communication era. The age of information revolution. At present, we are living amidst an information revolution. Integrated multimedia applications are now possible due to network established from the development of digital communication technology. Hypertext structures form the basis for communication and navigation within the systems. So in conclusion, we can say the communication is a carrier of a social process, and man is a social being because of communication influence others and in turn is influenced by them. Communication gives people a sense of belonging and reduce loneliness and frustration by helping people adapt to their environment. We can also say that the communication revolution has marched along with the industrial revolution, and the media has been shaped by powerful economic and social forces such as the rise of democracy. So this is all about the historical survey of communication. So if you have any queries, please write an email. I will get back to you in my next lecture with the answer of your questions. Thank you.